What's going on, everybody? This is Joe with FBA Basecamp. Today, I want to show you some ways to use Keepa to look at back-to-school products and to find FBM opportunities that you might be missing by using Keepa Product Finder. Go into Keepa Product Finder, and you can kind of go through the different sections. And if you're unfamiliar with it, you'll have your sales and rank. You'll have the your title, brand, and more, which is giving you any kind of the product info. You'll have the offer counts, buy box, and then they'll have like a way to refine your search with some more. And then there's a section, yeah, down at the bottom that you don't really need to get into down there. But what we want to do is we want to specifically look for FBM products that we can find opportunities um, that we can buy them now because hopefully they're on sale now. If the FBM is the buy box, and that way we can get them quickly and then sell them and compete for the buy box on those different products. So we go to Adidas website, there's a bunch of sales on it. Top Cashback and Rakuten right now has like 15% or 16% or something on it. This one has you get a free backpack. I don't know exactly what the deal is on there, but you can see there's a bunch of sales that are going on, and there's ways to use Adidas and to look at whatever other sales they're having. You can go specifically to this if you wanted to manual source, and you can look at back to school, and those are items that probably sell well at back to school because Adidas does their work to try to make sure that you're buying whatever they want you to buy. So in this case, we can say, okay, yeah, we know we want Adidas. So we can go into Keep a Product Finder, and you can specifically type that in. So if we go into, down, you can hit Control F to scan it. But if you want to, you go to is one of, and you type in brand, and we'll type Adidas. Adidas obviously has a few different ones here, so you can see like these top two Adidas, these original. They're actually two different brands. You'll have to get ungated in separately. They're easy to do. But we'll click Adidas, and then we'll click Adidas original because I'm not sure if that comes up as well on there. So all right, so now you have two of these, and if you look down, it shows 1,639 different products, 39 million different products on here. So we want to narrow that down because that's way too many to try to source through, and it's not going to give us any real information for what we need to, and as far as FBM. So immediately you can go and say, okay, I want the sales rank to be better because now that they're starting to sell, you're going to hope that they're from 0 to we'll do last 30 days with it just in case. So we'll do last 30 days with 0 to 100,000. Right off the bat there, that changes that down to 98,000. So we're going in the right direction here, and that's what we want to look for. So now you can get into buy box, and we look at current, or you can do the last 30-day average. There's a couple schools of thought here that the current might fluctuate a little bit, but the 30 days might be more stable. But it really doesn't necessarily matter for this because we're just trying to find it like there is a buy box. So by putting something in here, it's basically going to say that there is a buy box and it's not just new. So if it's new and you type that in, that doesn't mean that there's a buy box with it. It's just what the new offer count is. For new being that it's not a used item. So for here for the buy box, we can do, I don't want anything that's super cheap. I want to know that I can send it in and make some money off of it. So I'm going to put $30, and then I'm going to go to, say I don't have a huge amount of capital and I want to make sure that I'm not buying something that's too expensive. We can go into here and say like 200. That way, if you're getting like $100, shoe or something that's not, too crazy. So do there. So all of a sudden, this drops down to 27,265. So what this is telling me here is that there's buy box items that are under 100,000 in sales rank, that are between $30 and $200 for the current buy box. We're not doing anything as far as Amazon being in stock and all that. I know that they sometimes are, but in situations where you have back to school Q4, you have a lot of advantages because the products are moving so fast that you shouldn't really have that much of an issue competing against Amazon if they are on the listing, which they are on quite a bit of Adidas listings. So then we can go down further and we can take a look at the offer counts. So with the offer counts, we can say if you don't want to be competing against a ton of people, you can put something in here. Or if you want to show that it's decreasing over time, so you might want to put like 20 to 30 for the 180, and then 10 to 20 for the 90, and then whatever else for the 30, and that's going to basically show that there's a decreasing number of offers, and then you might want to even do an increasing amount, a dollar amount, That's nice to show that there's trending in the right direction and you're not going to have problems with the prices tanking or already tanking. But in this case, we're going to kind of skip some of that to make this a little bit easier. For the buy box, you can go down and you can put in specific sellers if you know somebody that you want to reverse source, or you want to look at only the products that they're selling. I don't recommend that for here. Same thing, where if you just want to look at sellers specifically and look at their whole catalog, you can put that in here. It doesn't necessarily mean they have the buy box, but it means that you're looking for their site specifically. So then we want to go down, and if we get into the refine your search, it goes into a section where it says, if I can find it here, it says FBA has the buy box. Oh, here it is. So you want to scroll down to the section that says that's underneath of the buy box that says that buy box. I don't care about the use. Buy box is FBA. So you want to scroll down where it says buy box is FBA. And in this case, we don't want it to be FBA. We want it to be FBM because we want to know that somebody that is picking it up and able to buy it on hopefully a sale that's happening right now and then resell it has the buy box. So I want to click that buy box is not FBA. So that's going to automatically tell me to buy box FBM. You can see it drops down to 5,213. So that's putting it into a category that's a lot easier for us to start, sorting through and see if that's something that we want to get into. If you want to drop it more, again, you can get into the offer counts. So if we don't want something that has like too many people on it, where you're worried that it's going to tank, you might want to say like the current is 0 to, we'll say, 35. So if we put that in, it drops it down. So it might only go less than that, 0 to 20. Oops, clicked the wrong button there. So if you ever click the wrong button, go through, what it did is it automatically searched. So I can click back to advanced filter. Don't click the back button because you lose all your data. So I can go back down to here. So current is 0 to 20 and dropped it down to 5,108 products. If I wanted to make it even faster, sellers, I can go from 0 to 50,000. Type enough zeros in there. Now we're down to half of that. So now if I want to click into find products, I can go through and you can see that all these products are products that currently have an FBM buy box. That's between $30 and $200. And hopefully there's a sale that's going on with it. So a lot of slides here so it's currently being sold. We just pick something random in here. I mean, I can sort by however you want to. And you can set these columns up however you want as well. So you can go into configure columns and it'll save them, whatever sections you want or whatever is important to you. So you can switch through that. But if we wanted to go to the sales rank, so I have this as the lowest. So these are the fastest moving of these things. So if I want to pick something kind of in the middle here, again, right now I'm showing 100 rows. So if you're going to export this, you want to have, make sure you export it with the 5,000. You'll see your quota will drop down for how many searches you can do in a day when you do this and export it. So rather than playing around with it in here, I like to export it to a CSV or to an Excel file and then look it up that way. And with the magic of video editing, we are now wrapped up, and that was really fast. But normally, Keepa takes a little bit to go through, especially if you're looking up a large data section. So again, if you want to pull through kind of the middle of the road type item, so we can see, so you got these like Adidas boxers that are, kind of expand this to look it up. So if you want to look up to see what these are, performance boxer brief underwear, collegiate royale, or the scarlet black. So I'm going to assume that that's probably on sale here right now. Again, we can go into boxers. All right, so boxers pull up here. You see a few different types: youth size, performance. I think it was. I don't know these well enough to tell you. Performance boxer brief. All right, so currently this one has a size small. These are $36. So here it's showing it's the same. You get the 15%. What other sales are happening with this? All right, so that one wouldn't be a good one, but you can have like these Adelet comfort slides, 20% off, so $28. So if we go back to where we were here before, or if you just want to search for it by name, if you've exported it, I don't know these well enough to tell the difference, but You can kind of get the point. You can go through and see, and if they're $28, then you get your extra 15% off, and then plus you get your free backpack with a $150 order. You're now kind of stacking some of the sales that are on here. I believe there's also some other sales going on where you can use some coupon codes if you log in and click through. I got some emails on that earlier, but you go through and you can see like, all right, so if they're currently the buy box for that is 33, so that one might not go. So you look at the different sizes in it. These ones are selling so well under the current, with the buy box. You might want to go to the other end of the spectrum here, or you can search by the dollar amount, and that might pull up something better for you. Okay, so yeah, so now we're at the other end of the spectrum of what the current sales rank, which is higher than what we had listed on some of these came up something funny here, um, but you can look through and you can kind of see what they are. You can get the higher price that's in them. We can also go with searching the buy boxes being the highest amount. I'm going to switch this to work with a smaller data set so we don't keep running the same thing. But we'll go to 500. We can click through, and that's currently lower. So we want to go to the higher. So now you're sorting by what has the highest buy box in that dollar range. A lot of these are going to be shoes. Yeah, so go through and take a look at what's on there. S See what then you can get for sale on the site if you wanna search for shoes, the Velasamba. So if you had this exported to, like, a CSV file, you wanted to search for it, you could just type in Velasamba, see if that comes up, if you know that you can get that for 119. If there's something that's a really good deal on it, like, that's 30%, this one's 55%, so if you wanna see if you can find this, being that it's so much off, and then plus you get the 15% on, you can kind of see if that's on your list, and then that way you know that it's something that you have a match for, and that you know that it's going to sell well, and that it's being done in FBM. So that's how I'd go through this. Is I just take a look and see, and all these ones they list if it's 50% off. So I'd go through all the sales that they're having, check to see what makes sense, see what works for what amount of capital you have to spend, and what you're comfortable with as far as the sales rank, and then dive into it a little bit more. Like these NMD R1s always sell well, so if that's a good price of the 30% off, and then plus the 15% on the top cash back and all that, then that might be a great deal for you. And on top of that, you get the backpack with $150 plus. So order a bunch of orders that are $150, get a bunch of backpacks with it. I'm not sure which one comes with that. It probably tells you what it is once you click through it. But yeah, go through. I mean, 50% off on the Easy 450s. See what makes sense, because a lot of these things are going to go nuts in the next couple weeks here. Right now, I'm filming this. It's July 15th or 16th. So in about 2 weeks here is the prime time of the back to school, and things are going to be flying. So if you see sales like this, is a good way to go through it is to look at the Keepa Product Finder, switch to FBM, and then get your list, export it, and then do this a bunch of times. Look up a bunch of stores, have all the data there. It's not going to change a whole lot over the next couple days, but you'll notice that in about a week or so, you'll start seeing a lot of different FBM sellers come up on here, and the prices skyrocket. So a lot of these prices that are currently at, say, 179 for this might be 210 in the next week or so. So keep an eye on it. Use that as a resource. And then if you have any questions, reach out to us in the Discord. We're happy to answer whatever questions that we come across. Like and subscribe to our channel as we release more Keepa videos over the next few weeks here. We're going to be dropping them every few days. Take a look and then respond in our Discord and comments below, and let us know what other videos you'd like to see. Thanks, and have a good one.